Good afternoon and welcome to another exciting episode of the Ski Classics live sessions in front of the legendary Birkebeinerrennet in Norway. This Grand Classics event has a long history and it's one of the most prestigious ski races in the world. The 54-kilometer journey from Rena to Lillehammer takes skiers over some high mountains, offering spectacular views and of course an atmosphere that's second to none. As always, the race on Saturday will come up with great action, some drama and possibly thrilling breakaways if the weather allows them. I'm Teemu Virtanen, your host today, and my first guests are ready there. And for the media reps there, please remember to raise your hand if you have any questions. But without further ado, welcome the CEO of Ski Classics, David NIlsson, and the race director of Birken, Sølvi Amundsen Aas. Good to have you on our show.
Thank you, Teemu.
And David, Birken, of course. I mean, this is a race that's been around ever since, the birth of Ski Classics. What is, for you and Ski Classics, why is this race so important? We talked about Vasaloppet being, of course, another important one, but Birken also has a special meaning to you and Ski Classics.
Yeah, and Birken, of course, been for a much longer time than Ski Classics. So it's a lot of traditions in Birken in Norway, being the biggest race over time over a long time in Norway. So of course it's a very prestigious race, and for us it's one of the 4 Grand Classics event, meaning it's 300 points, a little bit more to play with, so to say. And the landscape, and when I'm speaking to being from Scandinavia myself, so to say, but speaking to people from the southern part of Europe to come to Rena, Lillehammer and the course to go over the 2 mountains is extremely spectacular. It's a fantastic course and a fantastic race, and a really big folk fest, as we say. So we from Ski Classics side will look forward coming to Birken.
So Sølvi, I overheard you guys talking, you and David, you talked about the weather a little bit before the this session. How does it look over there right now, and how prepared are you for the whatever weather's coming up?
We always have a lot of weather in Norway. It's snowing at the moment. I came just from the start area. It's about 0 degrees. We have a lot of snow, good snow conditions in the mountains. I think we, at the moment, are more worried about the traffic before start because it's supposed to be rain tomorrow and plus degrees on Friday. So we make some restrictions for other traffic. Regarding the preparing of the ski track, we have well-experienced people who do the grooming, so we have a plan for that to avoid too much snow in the tracks Saturday morning. So the conditions in the mountains, they are quite good, but it's always a challenge when you get the snow in your head when you're making the event.
Does that make you nervous a bit? Because you always have to consider that. And the wind factors are one thing that it's also important for you to take into consideration.
No, we're not worried because we are doing skiing. It's outdoor business and we take our precautions and we have a good planning. So it's just to handle things right when it happens. And of course, we are in dialogue with the meteorologist, so we get the forecast and prepare according to that.
So of course we hope for the best. But David, I think we should now take a look at the map and see what kind of obstacles there might be on the course when they go over the mountains.
Yeah, let's do that. So of course the race always starts in Rena, or nowadays it was a time where they actually changed the direction of Birkebeiner, if I'm not wrong, Sølvi. But am I wrong?
Since 1993, I think, we've been skiing from Rena to Lillehammer.
Yeah, and then of course we have passing Skamstasätra on the way up to our first iconic climb. Iconic climb meaning it's more points than a normal climb at the Raufjället at the top there. Then we go down to Karlstad and up to Mittfjället where their second climb is, before we passing Eksjöhus, which should be on the map because the Eksjöhus area is of course a really, really spectacular place with a lot of people and folk fest during the race, before we heading down towards the finish in the Lillehammer Olympic Stadium for cross-country skiing. So, and they have this year moved the finish a little bit, so it's back on the normal, so to say, finish, which is about 200 meters straight from last year's finish, but without the serpentines we used to have before. So it's a straight finish, but a little bit longer straight than last year. So a small change on the finish area. That's the setup for this year, Timo.
David, when you look at the map and you compare this course, I mean, everybody knows the long uphill at the beginning, but how would you kind of rank this in terms of the difficulty or the challenge, when you think about the course and the profile?
Of course, you have to ask what the athletes say, but in general, this is a tough race. This is a very hard race in different ways. I mean, Vasaloppet has the 90K. Here we have a much shorter race, but a lot of height meters and so on. So it's a tough race, but also spectacular. And you do get, after the first climb at Raufel, you get a nice downhill to Kvarstad and get ready for the next uphill. And then when you come to Eksjöhus, all the people, you're tired, skiing down to the finish is quite a spectacular place too. So interesting, varied course and quite tough.
And Sølvi, before we get to the questions, and Lillehammer, of course, is a famous place. Would you mind saying a word about Lillehammer, the Olympic town or city?
If I would like also to have a comment to the map, David, when we were talking about the weather.
Yeah, the map is seen on the other.
Yeah, because I think the split from rain till it will be snowing is somewhere after Skramstadsätra towards Raufjellet. So that could be challenging for the skiers, of course. The forecast says snow up in the mountains. Well, regarding Lillehammer, we are using the facilities from the Winter Olympics in 1994. And Lillehammer is a winter city with all the skiing facilities and a lot of tourists all year around. But as David said, it's spectacular from Sjusjøen and down to Lillehammer and the Olympic arena. That's history.
Certainly, beautiful area. And then questions for these two. Anders Blomqvist, please go ahead.
I have one question each, I think. How many races will do the Birkebeiner on Saturday?
We have approximately 7,500 on the lists today.
Okay. And do you have a map over the stadium, over the finish, so I can see the new?
Yeah, I can make sure you get it, Anders, to the media group after this. Before the race, for sure, during the week. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. And then more questions for these two? So Sølvi, we talked about the kind of the importance of Birken for ski classics, but from your perspective, your point of view, what does it mean that Birken is part of ski classics, this series that is all over Europe?
It's very important for us because, of course, the television in all the countries is watching. We have about 2,500 participants from different countries abroad. So I think that's because of the ski classics and the TV programs. And of course, being a part of the ski classics family, it sharpens us as a staff and make it greater.
Indeed. Anders Blomqvist, you have a question again.
Yeah, one more. How was the participation last year and the year before that?
Last year we had 5,500. It has been a bit low after the COVID.
Yeah, but you see quite a big increase now, almost 50% increase.
Yeah, we are increasing towards 2019.
Okay, thank you.
And as a follow-up to that, Sølvi, how do you kind of see the future of the event? And do you have anything up your sleeve for the future? Any new features that you might introduce?
Yes, we still have snow, which can be a lack other places in Europe. The biggest class this year is the women 25 to 29 and men 30 to 34. And there's a lot of activities going on in the local ski clubs. And we have like 1,500 at the Ungdomsbirken, the youth from 12 to 16 on Sunday. So we are quite optimistic.
Good. Then we have a question from Stian With.
Hi, Stian from Norwegian newspaper Dagbladet. Question to David. There was a bit talk about the activists in Vasaloppet. Can you try to explain what you do to make sure that no activists entering the course in Birken?
In general, we of course are at all our locations. There are incidents or we get informed from local police authorities that there could be incidents. So we are with the jury from our side, which is of course the FISTD leading the jury, and together with our race director and chief of competition, this case Sølvi, then they discuss together. But what we have done since actually was last year in Vasaloppet, there was a bigger threat, so to say, before, and then we introduced that we have a national, one of the jury members is on a skido in front of the lead skier, so there is someone that can communicate directly if there is something happening with the skiers. Then of course there is a lot, if there is incidents, there's a lot of unseen policemen, etc., and security around the course, like you saw in Vasaloppet, that they were very ready for something that could happen, and they did it in a very, very good way, I would like to say. It could have destroyed the race, so to say, with for Torleif in the end. But of course, it worked well. But we cannot, from Ski Classic side, and we know if you look at bigger sport events like Tour de France, etc., we can only try to be prepared. You never know what's going to happen and so on. But I believe we have a plan to be ready for what we are not knowing what can happen.
Well, we have Torleif ready there. You spoke about him. So thank you very much, David Nilsson and Sølvi Amundsen Aas. Good luck with the race. Let's hope that the weather stays okay. Thank you. And Torleif, speaking of those activists, since David has talked about it, did you even notice them when you passed? Because when I look at the video, it looked to me that you were so focused on your own race that you didn't really realize what happened.
Yeah, I saw them, but yeah, I was really focused on the race, so I just yeah, it did my actions was just automatically to jump aside, so I didn't think so much about them, but I saw them like 10 minutes before I passed them, and I saw like the security guards took care of them, was really on action. So I just acted automatically really.
So it's about 10 days after that Vasaloppet victory. Are you finally getting kind of a grasp of it? How do you feel? I mean, because at that time you just said, you mentioned that you couldn't even believe that it happened. But are you now like you have the grasp of the reality that it actually happened?
Not really, because the days have been so busy. I haven't had time to just relax down and think about my ski race that day. So a little bit I have realized, but I think after the season I will realize. Sorry, Siri. After the season I will realize what I really did. So now I'm just focused on the rest of the season and the rest of the ski races, really.
Indeed, and Birken is coming up. So questions for this great Vasaloppet winner. Morten Long, please go ahead.
Hello, Torleif. Have you been able to reload, and what have you done training-wise since Vasaloppet?
Yeah, last weekend was really easy. I started training again on Wednesday, and a progressive load, and I have trained normally from Friday to Sunday, and now it's a a little bit of reduced training load again, and yeah, I feel okay. My standardized sessions have been good, so I feel ready to compete again in Birken.
Will it mean anything? I mean, according to self-confidence and stuff like that, that you won and did such an impressive performance during Vasaloppet? Will that affect your tactics in any way?
Yeah, it gives me a great boost of self-confidence. And I see now that I'm able to win ski races. It's a good feeling, and yeah, I will be hope to be on the podium in Birken and hopefully win another win. I haven't, my best in Birken the last year was 12th, so I hope to do a big boost in my personal best result.
Great, thank you.
Then Anders Blomqvist, please go ahead.
Hey Torleif.
Hello.
What's your feelings about Birkebeinen? Your strength in a course like that, and also considering it's the biggest race in Norway?
Yeah, I have like Birken in like my second place in like the most important races after Vasaloppet, of course, but I take that higher than Marcialonga. I really like Birken. It's like a really tough race, and it's always the best racer that wins. It's no tactics. It's flat out in like 15 minutes, and the whole field will be destroyed. So I am looking forward to that, and yeah, I hope that my training the last 2 seasons have have taken me a big step better in courses like Birken. Yeah, if you see how I go now in the uphills is much better than it has been for if you go some years back.
Yeah, I am a little bit interested in that, because as I know you as a skier, you are very long endurance, high speed in flat courses before, but the last 2 years you are one of the best climbers in the field. Is that an improvement that your training has made, or is it just more years with good training that have put you in this position? And is it right? Are you one of the best climbers now?
I feel I'm one of the best, indeed. But yeah, in a good day, of course. And it has been my goal to improve my uphill skiing for like the last 2-3 years. And yeah, I'm so happy now that I have finally done it and improved so much. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anders. And then Ingeborg Schebe, your turn.
Hi. I just had to find my mic. So what Northug says it takes 10 days to recover from Vasaloppet and longer as he gets older. How do you feel now, considering the workload that you have? You can't just like hang out and relax. You go to work every day.
Yeah, like the last weekend was really tough because of my workload and training load, and like the all the media and like you get from winning the Vasaloppet. So I was tired last week. I must say that, but I feel that my training has been good all every day. Actually, I didn't feel very exhausted after Vasaloppet. Actually, I have been flying actually. Little bit of that winning, what you call it, rush or something.
Sounds good. So how about your preparations for those two races? How do they differ? Like, do you do the same before every race, or is it depending on the kind of course that you're having?
I train very standardized. That's I think one of my secrets this year, because I have to do the training to see the training like in the combination with work. I don't have that much flexibility to change my training, and I have over the last months and years, and the last year I have collected good data of how my shape is, and I can like see all the time how it's going, and like if I have to pull on the handbrake and take it easy for some days, I know when I have to do that.
Mm-hmm. And what are you thinking about the weather that's expected? Is that a benefit for you or a disadvantage?
I don't. I like tough conditions, slow conditions. I think that's my advantage. I think, but I don't really think that much about the weather. I haven't had the time to think so much about it, but I have seen. I think I checked it on Monday that it's maybe will be snowy and rainy, and yeah, it is what it is, and in like Birken is the strongest guy who wins in the end, I think.
I see. Thanks.
No problem.
Thank you, Ingeborg. I see, Torleif, that your teammate Emil is waiting, but we still have a question from Stian With.
Hi, Torleif, Stian from Dagbladet. Who do you see as your biggest competitors in Birken?
I think one of my biggest will be my. I think if you see in Vasaloppet, I think my team did a very, very strong race, and I think they would be. I don't see them as competitors, but I think they can really win Vasaloppet. If you see Runar and Emil, and I always look at the guys at Eksjöhus, and yeah, Stados and Nygaard and Johan Hoel too. I think there you have the favorites.
You did not mention Northug. How do you see his chances to win Birken?
No, I think he would be stronger in other courses and races like that. Birken is that tough and with so much of uphills, and it will maybe be snowy conditions and rainy conditions too, with with bad what do you call it, for the pools, grip for the pools, it will be no advantage for Northug, unfortunately. But I really hope that they do a good ski race. That's in it. He always gets media's attention.
One final one. Do you feel the interest of Ski Classic is bigger when Northug is competing?
Yeah, he brings a lot of attention. That's no secret.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stian, and thank you, Torleif, and good luck. And once again, congratulations on your great Vasaloppet victory, and good luck, for Saturday. And Emil Persson, Torleif's teammate from Lager 157 ski team, is next. Hello and welcome once again. How are you now feeling after Vasaloppet?
I'm feeling good. My shape has been quite good the last week and weekend.
I was going to ask you about that. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster. We talked about this at these live sessions. And you you even admitted yourself that it's been a kind of a tough season. But Vasaloppet, your team, you were fifth. You happy with that? Do you see that now it's finally a step upwards?
Yeah, for sure. We did a really strong results from all the guys in the team, so that was really nice to see. And my body was so sorry for that. I felt my body was quite good the last 30k in Vasaloppet.
So you ready for Birken then? Maybe podium?
Yeah, for sure. Hoping to, and my goal has been all this winter to win Birken. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And then questions for Emil. Anders Blomqvist, please go ahead.
Hey, Emil.
Hello.
Regarding the weather situation and what happened in Vasaloppet and what happened in the Birkebeinerrennet last year, do you think it will be super high speed from the start on Saturday, or how do you expect the race is going to be?
I don't think the conditions have anything to do with like the high speed, or I think it would be a hard race from the start. Like it's been shown almost every race this winter that some guys just want to go all in from start. So I'm expecting that on Birken too.
My thinking regarding that is if it's a lot of snow up in the mountains, it will be tough to be in a breakout from the start in those conditions. That's why I'm thinking about it. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. I think, yeah, maybe if it's a lot of snow, it's to my advantage. But if you're having a good day, and if I am having a good day, and there's no snow in the front, so I think that can be into my advantage too. So, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm how I want like the race to be is maybe a bigger group from the first Raufjället and down to Kvarsta. Then we will see who's strongest from Kvarsta and to Sjusjön, and just hope for good skis from Sjusjön and down.
Okay, you did real good races last weekend in Östersund. Is your body still feeling that good, or do you feel anything after 3 races?
Yeah, that was nice to do some shorter and traditional racing. So, and my body is not used to it, but I'm like where I'm good trained, so I think I will manage it good and get good recovery now this first day this week, and hoping to have a small boost to Birken.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Anders. And then Stian With, your turn.
Hi, Emil. You got a bit of attention here in Norway before Vasalopp after you said that Northug is too old to win. He said that when he was younger, he prioritized winning Olympic and World Cup gold instead of winning ski classics races. What do you think about that statement from Northug?
Yeah, he's shown that he did it. He had a lot of championship medals, so all, I don't know what to say about that. It's just nice to have him on the start line in Classic. I like that he is part of the game also, and yeah, I think he can. If it was a couple of years back, he for sure would have great chances to win Vasaloppet, but the time is not with him. The time is against him. But maybe he's shown that he's taking a step up in the result list this winter. So maybe next winter he will be even stronger. So we'll see.
Have you spoken to him?
No, I haven't spoken to him.
But what do you think about that Northug is competing in ski classics regarding the interest of the sport and everything?
Yeah, for sure, I like it. He's he is the biggest cross-country star that's been in this last forever. So it's nice to see that he do ski classic, and yeah, he brings a lot of attention and to this sport too.
Thanks.
Thank you, Stian, and thank you, Emil, and good luck. Let's hope that everything will be okay on Saturday. It may rain, it may snow, but that remains to be seen. But thank you very much, and
Thank
good
you.
luck. And we move on to Team Ragde Charges, Andreas Nygaard.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Can we see you too? I can hear your
I
voice.
have such a bad hair day today, so I'd like to keep the camera off.
Bad hair day. All right. But you have won the race before, so you know how to win this particular race. But say a word about it. I mean, how do you win, Birken? What are the most important elements?
I guess I'm the only one on the start line who actually won the race. So yeah, it takes a big engine and a good sprint finish. Usually there's a selective group coming to the finish line. So luckily I have been in quite good shape with good skis, really fast skis, and then you have that cocktail you need to cross the finish line first.
Do you think that you have that cocktail now, come Saturday?
Yeah, I know my shape is good enough to win, but you never know about the others, and you never know about the skis. We saw in Vasaloppet that at least one team had better skis than us, and then the level is so high and so leveled that, yeah, it's impossible to beat them. But yeah, the shape is good enough.
Good. And then questions for Andreas. Anders Blomqvist, please go ahead.
Hey, Andreas.
Uh,
What was your feeling during Vasaloppet, and how did your body react to the race?
Yeah, for sure it was a special Vasalopp with one guy on our team in the breakaway who has beaten the others in every mass start race this season. So for sure we thought that Johan was the strongest of the one getting away. So for us it was just to stay in the pack, and yeah, I felt really good all the way. I knew my shape was good, and it was. So the days after Vasalopp I have been tired, of course, but have trained well in the weekend and this week. So yeah, really looking forward for a race.
Before Vasaloppet, you told us that your shoulder was good, but that you haven't been able to train for your maximum top speed as you would have liked. Is there any change after Vasaloppet, or is it the same for you going into this race?
I have actually gotten in, 2 sessions with, more focus on the anaerobic system and, the harder stuff. So the shoulder is still not 100% in terms of doing strength training, but it's better than it was before Vasaloppet. So I think it's good enough to be in the top.
And how did your body react to that training? Was it all good, or did you get some reaction?
I did a session on the ski erg today, actually. So I don't know yet, but the numbers were good. So let's hope there's some shape there for Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anders. And Ingeborg, your turn.
Hi, Andreas.
Hi.
So the first question I have to figure out, do you actually have hair now?
No, but I'm on the train to Lillehammer, and the Wi-Fi is not the best, so I guess that's why.
I know. I was just very curious. There's some weather in the forecast. Quite a bit of it. What are your thoughts on that? Is that to your advantage? Is it like you're a big guy? Is it an advantage to be a big guy when there's lots of snow coming down, or is it not?
It depends on how soft the tracks are. when you're going to transportate almost 100 kilos with the backpack and the skis up a mountain, you are for sure you need to have some hard tracks to get the watts down and the mass moving. That's just plain physics. But I have had good experiences in soft conditions and snowy conditions before. But yeah, it goes without saying that for a big guy like me and maybe Runar Skov-Mathisen, there is no advantage in soft conditions. But yeah, we will see.
How does it affect your tactics? Does it affect the way you attack the race?
If it's a big disadvantage to be first because of snow, then you for sure tend to be a little bit more in the back. But Birkebeinerrennet is such a hard race, so without a headwind, I think it's still possible to get away and get smaller groups. But for me, there has been no, let's say, need for getting away. I'm quite, okay with just hanging on the leaders and trying to beat them in the end. But yeah, of course, you need to take the weather in consideration when you're doing a race tactics. But Birkebeinerrennet is usually no tactics. Everybody knows it's full gas from the start, and if people are getting away, it's because they are the strongest that day and nothing else. It's not like Vasaloppet or some of the other races.
I see. And you mentioned your shoulder. Is it, and it's not 100%, but is it anywhere where it's holding you back?
It's hard to say. In top sport, there's not much you need to buff before it's not optimal. But I have had some good sessions. I don't think my sprint finish is the same as it was before the accident, but it's getting better. And this is like sprinting after a long, hard race. It's not the same as doing a sprint in Drammen or something like that. My maximum wattage is still not where it was before, but it's still high enough to get a good finish if you're in a good shape.
Great. We're excited to see it. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ingeborg. And Andreas Blomqvist, I see that you raised your hand, or is that a leftover from your last?
It's a leftover.
All righty. Okay, thank you very much. And Andreas, thank you very much. Travel safely on the train, and good luck for Saturday.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
And we are moving on to Axel Jutterström from Team Eksjöhus.
Hello.
Hello. So let's talk about that. Andreas just mentioned the carrying the backpack that you guys have, the 3.5 kilos. Are you? Do you guys do any special training for that? Because this is the only race that you need to carry anything besides your drinking belt.
No, I'm not doing a lot of special training for it. I've done just 2 sessions to try it out this week.
And then, are you happy with your Vasaloppet result, or did you think that you could have done even better?
I was not super happy. I had a bit, or I had higher ambitions, but yeah, when I let it sink in for a couple of days, I realized I did what I could for the day, and I was a bit, or at least satisfied with that.
Indeed. And then questions for Axel. Anders Blomqvist, please go ahead.
Hey, Axel. What happened in the first hill in Vasaloppet? Weren't you on what was happening, or was it just too fast, or what was your opinion about that?
I knew that Thomas was going for the climb and that he was going fast. So the tactics from my side was just to stay in the bunch behind and see which guys were to follow him. So yeah, I just thought that it could be a breakaway group, but I didn't think it was going to be strong enough to hold all the way.
Yeah. how's your thoughts about the Champion West and the Youth Bib? Are there big goals for you, or is it race after race that you count, or how do you see about that?
Yeah, it's been a goal to win the Youth Bib, but I think the easiest way to do that is to go race by race and try to do as good race as you can for each one. So yeah, now the thoughts are just on Birken and not on the total.
It's a teammate that you have in front of you in both those competitions. Is that a problem or just a possibility?
No, it's not a problem. It's just found that Thomas is so strong, and if someone is going or took over it, it's nice. It's him.
Last question. How's your form today? You've been great the whole season. How is it now?
Yeah, it's good. I was competing in Östersund this weekend and did some skating, and it felt good. So I think the shapes, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I saw that. Is that the best traditional race you've ever done?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's the first time been on podium in Swedish Cup. So
thank you.
Thank you, Anders. Any more questions for Axel? Morten Long, please go ahead.
I saw the fact that you were on the podium on a skating race. Were you surprised about that? Because I guess you mainly don't train skating technique.
Yeah, a little bit. I haven't done a hard skating session since November, so I was not sure what to expect really. But yeah, the past times I've been competing in skate, it has been going quite well. So I was expecting good, but maybe not podium.
The fact that the breakaway was so early on Vasaloppet, do you think that will affect the whole field tactics on the race on Saturday?
Yeah, it could do that. I think everyone will be a little bit more on their toes at the start and a bit nervous for the same thing happening again. So yeah, we'll see.
And what are your goals for Saturday?
Yeah, my goal is to be on the podium.
Great, thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Morten. That's a good, hefty goal. Good luck, for you, Axel. Let's see if you can reach the podium on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you, and we move on to Axel's teammate, Thomas Ødegaarden. Hello, Thomas.
Hey.
How are you doing? Have you recovered from the beautiful Marcialonga Arctic ski race? I commented on the race, and you were so happy after the race.
Oh yeah, it was a cool race, and yeah, I feel quite recovered already.
And Birken, what do you want to say about tactics there? From your perspective.
Normally, it's more like an honest race, guys between guys, but this year it can be a little bit different with the conditions who are to come with all the snow on the top and the rain. So to be honest, I'm not sure. Maybe we will see a Birkebeinerrennet with some more tactic than before.
Could be the case, but then questions from the floor, please go ahead for Thomas. Anders Blomqvist.
Hello, Thomas.
Hello.
You have had a great season this year. Do you have any explanations for that?
Yeah, of course I'm happy, but it's my first year in a bigger team, and I always get beaten on sessions. So yeah, a consequence of good guys around you and a good coach and just a good team. I think it's the result of a good season.
Yeah, you were very close in Vasaloppet. This race is a different one with a lot of more climbings. Last year you had problems going downwards, as I remember. Was it the skis, or was it that you are a light guy?
Maybe a combination. Last year I bet my skis to be good on the top where it was colder conditions. But in the start from Rena to Skramstad and from some parts from Sjusjøen and down, it was more warm conditions. So I knew that my skis maybe was a bit slower. So it was my gamble to have good skis on top.
Okay. You're leading the youth bib and you are on the podium for the champion vest. Is that big goals for you, or is it more important to win a race like Birkebeiner?
My goal is to win races and also get the climb bib. So I wasn't expecting to have the youth bib, but of course it's cool to do my first race ever in ski classics with a bib. That's cool. But my goal is to win Birkebeinerrennet and also go for the climb bib when the season is over.
Could you have done anything otherwise in Vasaloppet, or was that the best you could that day, optimizing all decisions?
Yeah, it was the best. My goal was just take the climb points. My race was actually over after 3K in my head, but then also I think it could be a breakaway, and then I took the chance and we talked to each other and we go. But I wasn't expecting that the leading was going to be that big.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Anders. And then Ingeborg, your turn. Please go ahead.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
I was just going to go a little bit more with what the former guy said. You're in a new team this year, and first of all, like, it seems like everyone who joins Team Eksjöhus gets to go be really good. What's the secret of, like, why does everyone who joins that team get so good?
No, we have a really good coach in Marte, and she knows a lot about training and how everyone needs to train, really individual. So yeah, I think a combination of good training and we push each other at everything. Like, I get beaten by Vebjørn in a sprint and I can maybe make him tired in the climbs. Like that, we do a good combination.
So you mean like you feed off each other's strengths? So you sharpen your weaknesses by answering to his strengths?
Yeah, for sure. For last year and the year before, a 4th place in Vasaloppet was unreal for me. So I'm really happy to take some new steps in the easier terrain, and that's a consequence of training with the guys and the girls the whole season. So I think that's the key.
So how many like, do you train together physically, like, every week, or like how many sessions do you have face to face in a week?
Now in season, it's hard to say, but we have a training camp every month, in often 1 week to 10 days. So yeah, we see each other and train with each other really often in the autumn and summer, and also in the winter.
Yeah, of course you travel together to all these races, but so you say that she makes she feeds to everybody's individual needs, but like, is there some changes that she has made to your training, or you and her have made together in your training this year compared to what you've been doing up till now?
Yeah, of course we make a plan in May and we try to keep that steady, but of course changes can come. But my goal has been in May to improve my flat parts, to not use that much energy in the flat parts and be stronger there. So I'm really happy to get the help from Marte, and I feel I've progressed a bit there.
And specifically, what kind of things have you done to address that?
Oh, it's just small parts, and over time you see the results. I could speak about that for 2 hours, but it's just small parts over time who make you take steps.
Okay, well, I'll have that nerdy talk with you sometime. That will be fun.
Yeah.
We'll see you on Saturday. Thanks.
Yeah, see you.
And thank you. And then Jakob Hård, your turn.
Hello, Thomas.
Hello.
Considering what you said about your skis last year, that you gambled in having skis that were good on the dry snow and the uphills, if the conditions this year, I know that they will probably not be similar, but if there are conditions where you have to make again the choice of having the skis that are good in the uphill or that are good in the end. How would you think this time?
It's hard to say because the forecast can change, but of course my advantage is of course in the climb, so I'm have to do something there, and then maybe it's better on the top, but still it's hard to gain a gap if it's snow in the track, so I'm not sure yet, to be honest.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jakob, and thank you, Thomas, and good luck there for Saturday. And
thank you so much.
All the best there. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we are moving on to Emilie Fleten in Ramudden. Hey, Emilie, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
So since it's been a really good season for you, do you feel like invincible now that no one can beat you?
Invincible? Yeah, I feel no, absolutely not. I feel tired after Vasaloppet, so I'm excited to see how I will feel on Saturday. But yeah, we'll see.
What do you need to do in order to win the race again?
I think I need to be in good shape. Boring answer, but be in good shape and have good skis. But it's a whole different race than Vasaloppet. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how the conditions are and yeah, everything.
Indeed, and then questions for Emilie. Anders Blomqvist, your turn again.
Hey, Emilie.
Hello.
You said you were tired after Vasaloppet. Is it physically, or is it mentally, or is it both? If you should figure that out?
I think it's both, but most mentally. I think it's like everything building up to the Vasaloppet and then reaching my goal to win. I think the days after and the week after, it's been really like kind of some air is going like out of the body and like you feel tired. So I've been tired mentally, and it's hard to like change focus and to like keep on going when you reach your biggest goal for the season. So but I felt a little bit better the last days now and feel like my energy is slightly coming back, but it's been I've been tired some days now, so we'll see.
It's my experience. If you win a lot of races, sometimes you just ride on that wave, and sometimes you get tired because you have done so much with your mental strength. Are you in that situation now that you've been fighting so much with your head that it's been a long season?
Yeah, I think so. And also I've done some really hard races. Like I felt like the weekend in Grønklitt was a really hard weekend for my body. It was 2 really hard races, and then you got the Vasaloppet that was really hard physically, but also mentally, like going and pushing really hard from the start to the finish. So it's I think I've been on that ride with like just going on the flow and winning races, and now a little bit reality check now the last couple of weeks, but so we'll see how that's gonna be this weekend.
Okay, but you have Birkebeiner ahead of you. How big is that race for you, and how much would you like to win that race?
That is a really big race. I have always had that as a really high goal. So coming home to Norway is going to be really exciting, and I think it's a really fun race that suits me well. So I know that my chances are good there. But it's a big goal this season for sure.
And you have been living in Lillehammer as well earlier?
I lived there for 5 years, so it feels kind of home for me.
Yeah. I have one more question, and that's the last hill going down from Syrstad. It has been problems for the last 2 years. I know you have improved your downhill skiing. What can you do to finish in a good way this year?
Yeah, I think that downhill is it's not that kind of a big deal. It's kind of scary if the conditions are really fast and icy, but otherwise it's gonna be fine. So that's what I'm telling myself. I skied down there so many times, so yeah, I'm just gonna looking forward to it. Gonna ski down that hill better than I've done the last couple of years.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anders. And then Ingeborg, your turn.
Hi, Emilia. So
Hello.
that was exciting to watch you at the Vasa. This Birkebeiner is a whole different story in a variety of ways. What does it mean? Like, I mean, at the Vasaloppet, you started with the guys, and now you have your own. Like, as in most races, you have your own start, but your how does that affect your tactics in Birkebeiner because of the way the course is all the way up, and then yeah, it's a very different and very tough start.
Yeah, it's a really different race since we're starting only the girls together. But that's going to be fun. Then we have to set the pace by ourselves, so it's going to be interesting to see who's in the best shape and who is willing to go really hard from the start. Yeah, it's a tough start with all the uphills for the first 10K. So I think some of the girls are really going to push really hard. Hopefully I am one of them. So yeah, exciting to see.
Yeah, so one thing is that you can't hang out to the guys, but do you have any of your own team players around you? Do you have anyone that you can I mean, some of the other teams have more racers?
Yeah, hopefully I have Ida Palmberg on the start, but I kind of used to like I think in the women's race, of course, some of the teams have more girls. Like Eksjöhus, they're a really strong women's team.
Exactly.
But the most of the teams have like one or two, so it's I think Eksjöhus is the one team that really can help each other because there's so many and so good. But otherwise, I think we're kind of used to go by ourselves, and yeah.
And now your head has a pretty big bounty on it. How do you feel in that role? And I mean, the bounty on your head is pretty much increasing from race to race.
Yeah, I think I thought more about it like in the start of the season, because it was like I didn't feel that confident, but now I try to not think so much about it. A new race, a new you never know what's gonna happen, but I think I've proven to myself that I am able to win races, and that's all that matters to me. So hopefully I can do that for some more races in the end of the season, but we'll see.
And then finally, the weather that's expected, is that to your advantage or disadvantage?
Oh, I haven't looked so much at the weather. I think I'm gonna take the weather as you don't have to. Yeah, you can't do anything about the weather. Just hoping for good skis, and the weather is nothing you can do anything about. So you just have to go for it and do the best out of it.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ingeborg, and thank you, Emilie. I think one of those bounty hunters is ready there. Magni Smedås is there. Good luck, and let's see if you can continue your winnings straight.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. And then we should have Magni there. Magni Smedås, Team Eksjöhus.
Hello.
Hello. So how do you feel about that when you're supposedly a bounty hunter now? You are trying to get her, to win the race.
Well,
And
yeah, I think
beat Emilie.
there's many of us who wants to beat her, but I like to be in that position, to be the one hunting others. It fits me very well.
Can you actually turn on your camera because we don't see you?
Are you sure? I can
At
see
least.
myself, but
Okay, I don't see you, but now I do. Now
Okay.
now you disappear. No, I see you again.
Okay, so I'm
A
there.
little bit blurry, but I see you there. Good. So Vasaloppet, of course, second, and before the race, I mean, in this particular live session, you sounded a little bit hesitant, a little bit uncertain about your shape and all that. But what did that race and podium place give you in terms of your confidence and kind of the preparation for Birken?
Oh, it gave me a lot. I managed to prove myself that my shape is good at the time. What I was the most concerned about was my breathing, because I've been struggling with that for quite a long time now. But it worked out really well for 3 hours maybe. So I was only struggling for the last 1.5, but I managed to get myself all the way to the finish line and finish as number 2. So I'm very, very happy about that. And of course, I got a lot of help from Kati when she caught up with me and we raced together the last part of the race. So I'm really glad that she did, so that we could work together and have a good dialogue through the race and help each other.
That is certainly something you guys have done a lot in the past, working together. Then questions, for Magni. Anders Blomqvist, your turn.
Hello, Magni.
Hello.
How has your days after Vasaloppet been?
They've been nice. Not so much training. I went up north to do the Arctic Marcialonga, and it was a pretty good race and also a very good training session for me. And I managed to, visit my family there as well. So I got some days off with them and just charging my batteries again.
And you've been able to train what you like to after resting after Vasaloppet and preparing for the next race, but you've been doing some training sessions in between, or how's that been?
Yeah, I've done a few, but I've been really tired after Vasaloppet myself. I think we are many athletes that have been super tired after that race. So I didn't feel like I recovered 100% before I raced a new race. But hopefully I'll manage to be in shape until, on Saturday. So I still have a couple of more days to charge my batteries on.
Okay, you did a great finish last year. How important is Birkebeinerrennet for you?
Oh, it's very important. It's my home ground. I live on top of the jumping hill in Lillehammer, so the goal is basically like a couple of kilometers from my doorstep. So this is a really big race for me. I really want to do well, and of course I ski for Lillehammer Ski Club, which is the ski club arranging the whole thing. So it means a lot, and it's a beautiful race. I love the track, and I really want to do a good race this year also.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Anders. And then more questions for Magni? Then I have one. You talked about working with Kati and the kind of the teamwork. What are you guys cooking up with, for Birken? What is your tactic? A breakaway?
Well, we haven't spoken to each other in some days now. We've just been resting, both of us. So we'll meet up tomorrow, actually, and then hopefully we'll start to talk a bit about the tactics then. But to be honest, we haven't spoken to each other in a couple of days. It's mostly been just funny snaps about everything besides skiing. So I think we'll take that tomorrow.
Indeed, you will. But what are you expecting from the race? So of course, the weather conditions might be tough too. But what kind of race are you hoping to see?
Well, I don't think it's any secret that Emilie will have a fast race from the start. And we also have Kati. She's super strong in the uphills. So I think she wants to set the pace from the beginning. It will be interesting to see the shape Ida is in, and of course my own shape. But I'm also interested in having a high pace from the beginning. So I think we'll have a fast and honest race the whole way. where we all have to fight for the positions. But for me, I really hope that I'll be in good enough shape to keep up with the girls in the front. And then I think I have pretty good chances in the end. I proved myself last year to be very solid down the last downhill and the finish. So yeah, I think it's a race that fits me well, and I think I'm ready for a high pace from the beginning.
Indeed, you are. Anders Blomqvist, did you have a question? I saw you raised your hand.
Yeah, I have one more if someone else hasn't. You haven't raced that many races this year because of your injury. Do you think that's an advantage for you now coming into the end of a long season with a lot of tough races for many of the others?
Well, of course, I have only raced 5 Ski Classics races, 6 counting the Arctic Marcialonga, the Challenger event. So I haven't been racing that much. So I'm not that mentally exhausted yet. I'm still hungry for more races, and I really want to keep on achieving good results for the races that are to come. So I think it is beneficial for me that I haven't been racing so much that I am mentally exhausted.
Being in that situation, does that change your tactics in the race? Will you go harder earlier, or will you wait till the finish, or will it change in any way?
Well, it all depends on my shape. Like I said, I've been struggling a lot with my breathing, and we haven't quite fixed the problem yet. I'm still struggling a lot with the coughing, both during the race and also after. So I've been coughing a lot ever since Vasaloppet, and that has been the reason why I feel like I haven't recovered fully yet. So it'll be exciting to see the weather and how it will affect my breathing and my lungs. Hopefully it will work well now that, I've another medication which will help me, hopefully. But yeah, I guess I will find out on Saturday when we start how the breathing shape actually is.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and thank you, Magni, and let's hope that your breathing will be okay come Saturday, and good luck there.
Thank you.
And then we move on to Magni's teammate, Kati Roivas.
Hello.
Hello, Kati. How are you doing? All good?
Yeah, I'm all good. Had little challenges with the recovery. It's been up and down, but I'm good. Excited for the new race.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. It's been really tough for you. I mean, Vasaloppet, tough race, and then you raced at Holmenkollen. It wasn't the easiest race for you, and now you got to get ready again. How do you feel in terms of your body and the kind of the recovery? Do you still feel that you should have a little bit more time?
Well, I will definitely take these few days left. It's very much needed, and I hope I will be ready on Saturday.
Indeed. Pretty briefly, how was the experience at Holmenkollen being there?
I mean, it was amazing as an experience. Of course, I wanted to have a better day, and I had a really difficult day there, so it was not the most fun racing I have ever done, but the atmosphere and everything around was amazing. So it was a great experience and a great opportunity. So yeah, I'm still happy I did it.
Indeed. And then questions for Kati. Ingeborg, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm at it again. Sorry. Yeah, that was a rough one to start with, your first World Cup being Holmenkollen, and the conditions that you had there, and how did that feel compared to a similar distance in Ski Classics, you think?
Oh, I don't think it's very similar at all. I mean, for someone whose strength is double bowling, it's really not the course you can really shine at.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very, very different. And I also had some problems with energy and all that. So it was a tough one, but yeah, definitely a very different profile, very different racing from long distance.
Well, I didn't quite hear what you said. You said that it wasn't a super good race for someone whose strength is double pulling, and then you said something about your skis.
And no, I didn't say anything about skis. I just said that I had some trouble with getting energy in the race.
Oh, energy, right? Okay, it was an audio thing here. I didn't quite hear what you said. So yeah, so the problem getting enough fuel during the race, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I couldn't really absorb the energy. So
right.
Yeah, I ended up having some problems there, but yeah.
It looked like you were not the only one who was fighting that problem. What are you taking away from that race, and what do you think? Is there anything you can take away from that race that would be a useful experience for Ski Classics?
Well, absolutely. I mean, you can learn from every race, and like, I think it's also like mentally, when you don't have the easiest race, you just have to focus on like, you kind of just have to split the race in pieces and just like focus on little things that it's a little different when you have a race that goes well and then a race that doesn't go so well. So I think mentally you can take away a lot from it. So that's what I'm trying to take away from that race.
And finally, a lot of people were talking about rowdy crowds out in the woods. Did you see any of that?
Well, we focus on the racing, so of course you hear a lot of people around you and so on, but we focus on the racing. So yeah, for us it wasn't that much a problem. I think yeah, we just focus on the race. So
good. Thanks.
Thank you.
And then Anders Blomqvist, your turn.
Hey, Kati.
Hey.
You're second in Ski Classics. How important is the fight for yellow jersey or keeping the second place for you?
Well, I think at that point we should more talk about like keeping the second place. Of course, it's important. There are some challenging races for me coming ahead that are maybe not in advance my strongest ones. But absolutely, since I have made it that far, I really want to fight for the second place and hopefully be able to keep it.
Can you please tell us a little bit about your experiences during Vasaloppet? What you felt during the race and what was good and what was maybe if it was something that wasn't good?
Yeah, so the preparation for Vasa wasn't the easiest for me. I felt like the shape was very good, but I had some problems with my low back and my hip area, so it was a little like, yeah, I was feeling a little unsure when I started the race, and I had some problems in the beginning with the pain, but yeah, then I started to feel better, and as I got to Magni, then it was also mentally easier when I was able to work with her.
So it was your body that made the start a little bit different. It wasn't the skis or something happened to you. It was just your.
No, that's how I felt.
Yeah, and then it went better and better, or.
Yeah, pretty much. The last 20K were a little difficult again, with the back getting quite stiff there. But yeah, it was still quite okay to finish. But yeah, I couldn't really give my best maybe at the very end. But yeah, we had a secure gap there, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, I understand that. Has your problems been solved now? So you have no problems no more, or is it still an issue for you?
It's not as bad anymore, so I hope it won't be an issue. I have been working on it. I have been seeing physio for it, so yeah, I hope it will be better.
Is the problems in climbing, or is it in or is it in high speed double pooling, or when is it problems for you?
Doesn't really matter. When it's very tight, I can just feel it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anders, and thank you. Oh, there we still have a question there, Jakob Hård.
Hi, Kati. How has your recovery been since Holmenkollen?
Hi. Yeah, it's been quite up and down. I have some good days and some less good days. So yeah, it's been, since Vasaloppet, it's been challenging. So yeah, just taking it day by day and hope that I will be ready on Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jakob, and also thank you, Kati. And also want to remind all the people watching this and listening to this that Kati's certainly done something that no one's ever done before here in Finland. You won Vasa, and you were on a podium at Vasaloppet. That's something that no other female skier has ever done in Finland. So let's hope that you keep rewriting history books come Saturday, and good luck there.
Thank you.
And we are moving on to Karolina Hedenström, Lager 157 ski team. Hey, Karolina.
Hi.
In a car, getting close to Lillehammer.
Yes, I'm not driving though.
That's good. That's good. Keep it safe. Fourth at Vasaloppet. You know, we just heard the podium skiers before you. Are you satisfied with that, or do you feel like, gosh, I should have been there on the podium?
No, I had no chance reaching the podium this Vasaloppet as it turned out, but I'm still very, very satisfied with the way I did the race. So yeah, I'm so happy with my 4th place in Vasa.
So based on that, what you just said, you know, your goal, you know, for Birken.
Well, I really much just do as I've done this weekend or this winter, when just try to do the good preparations and do the best I can in front of the race to be able to ski fast.
That's good. And then questions. Anders Blomqvist.
Hey, Karolina.
Hi.
You were a little bit behind in Vasa in the beginning, and you went faster and faster. What was the reason for that?
Well, mostly I think I just didn't have the best day. So I tried to just like come into the race and not to understand or be like, as Frida said, have some ice in my stomach and just try to like work myself into the race. But then like halfway through it, I started to gain some energy actually, and felt much better. So the last 30K, our skis were amazing, I'd say, and also I felt much better. So then I just tried to push all I had.
How was the days after Vasaloppet been for you?
Well, it sounds like I'm not the only one who's had kind of trouble to recover from it. It really empty both mentally and physically. So yeah, just trying to keep it cool and not train too much, and then start to reload for Birken.
Did you do any of the races in Östersund last weekend? I didn't see any results. Did you do any?
No, I didn't.
Okay. You're on the podium for the Ski Classic Total, and you have the yellow bib. How big are these goals for you, and what would you do to hang on there?
Well, it's a lot of races and a lot of kilometers left of this season, even though there's just 4 races. So a lot can happen, and it's very close to, like, I think the top 6 or something. Just I think it's 100 points or something that is between us. So yeah, of course I want to be as good as possible in every race, but I'll just try to focus on one race at a time.
How good do you think Birkebeinerrennet suits you?
It was actually in front of this winter one of my biggest goals. I think the long and steady uphills suits me really well. So I'll just hope I have the day and the skis and the head with me, and then we'll see how far that get me in the race.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Anders. Then any more questions for Karolina? I have one quick one for you. You mentioned the mental side. We all know how to, recover physically. But mentally, what do you do? You mentioned that you're getting mentally tired. What do you do in order to mentally prepare yourself?
Well, I guess it's kind of hard when you want to, or as an athlete, you want to do everything like perfect. So you want to do the best recovery and you want to do the best training. For at least for me, it's like just switching that off and thinking of other things or like doing something else. Take your mind off it for a while, and then most of the times I'm ready to get back at it and do a good job. So
Okay,
it could be like almost anything from watching a movie to like reading a book or do something bigger if you have the energy to.
So a lot of Netflix for you before Birken then, so you are mentally prepared.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, thank you very much, Karolina. Good luck there. Let's hope that everything turns out well on Saturday.
Thank you so much.
And we are moving on to Team Engcon's Ida Dahl.
Hello.
Hello. Still waiting to see you. I see. Oh, there you are. Also in a car.
Yep.
So how are you now feeling before Birken? It's we talked about this before, but it's been a bit of an up and down roller coaster ride for you as well this season. But do you feel that Birken now that you are ready and you can reach the podium?
I don't know. My season has been quite awful so far. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best, and then we will see how far it gets me.
I think that you will evaluate the season later on, but have you kind of thought about it a little bit? Why is this so different from last year?
Mostly, I think, because I've been very sick this season and have had many breaks in my training. So yeah, just got into really bad shape, and sometimes it's quite hard to find a good shape again.
Indeed, but sometimes that comes with the territory, you know, staying healthy and so forth. Questions for Ida? Anders Blomqvist, please go ahead.
Hey Ida.
Hey.
How was your Vasaloppet, and how's been the days after that been?
Vasaloppet was one of the worst things I have ever done, I think. So, and like everyone before me now, the recovery has taken very long time, and I still feel maybe a little bit down after it. So, yeah, I don't know. It was a really bad day for me.
Was it your body, or was it your skis, or was it everything? Well, if you can explain a little bit more.
Yeah, I know we had really great skis, so it was not that. It was just that I had a really bad shape, and yeah, I didn't have the best preparation, and my body wasn't just ready for 9 miles of hard skiing, I think.
You raced in Östersund. What's your thoughts about that race?
It was really fun, actually. It was 5 kilometers the first day, so it was over really fast, but really fun. And then some skating on Sunday, so it was 2 fun races. And yeah, but yeah, I would say that my shape is still not so good, so it will be interesting on Saturday.
Okay, it wasn't improving after Vasa. Is it the same feeling, or if you should try to tell us?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard maybe to explain a bad shape, but yeah, I'm not able to like push as I usually am. You have like a base level that you can ski on, but when you try to go harder, it's just everything's just stopping. So I think you will just have to let it take some time. But what's good is that I feel that my recovery is getting better. So I recover faster and faster, I think, after doing some sessions and so on. So that's good.
Okay. Sounds like I have tasted that feeling sometimes also. What did you learn from last year in Birken, you did almost everything perfect. Have you learned something from it, or is it just the shape of that day that will give the results?
Yeah, I mean, Birken is a really tough race, so to be able to win, you need to have a very good day and also good skis. So I think I will really hope for the later. So, and also if you maybe not in the best shape, you need to be smarter and maybe not do as much work as you usually do. So I think for me it will be much about just try to keep up with the other girls as good as I can.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Anders. Any more questions for Ida before we wrap up? Ingeborg, please go ahead.
Yeah, so coming this far into the season and having had the season that you have, are you thinking that now, like every new race is an opportunity to have a good race, or do you think that you just want this season like to finish it up and start over from scratch?
Of course, it's like mixed feelings, but no, I try to go into every race as a possibility to do something good, and yeah, of course, I always hope to have the day, and that is also what I want for Saturday, of course. But you have to be realistic too. So, but yeah, I try to have a positive mind in before every races.
So on that note, what are your thoughts what are your strengths in a race like the Birkebeiner? Where is it that you shine in that race?
If I have a good day, my strength is, of course, the uphills. So, and I mean, it is very long and tough uphills. So on the paper, it is a course that should suit me very well. So yeah, I am looking forward to it, and I really cross my fingers to have a good day.
And what would be like, where is that you can win or lose that race? Like, what is the number one mistake to do in that race?
Or maybe to go too hard to it's a tough race. So to be a little bit careful where you to race.
It seems that you are breaking up quite a lot. I think since you're in a car and driving. Can you hear you?
Yeah, it was hard to hear, but.
Are you back, Ida?
It's looking.
Okay, yeah, now I just that it wastes too much energy in the beginning of the race.
And if you, I mean, having done the race myself, I know that if you do that, but one mistake that you just explained, it's really hard to regain that energy to like get back out of the red zone. Do you have a strategy for that? Is there a way to mend a mistake like that? If you feel like, do you have a way to catch yourself?
You mean if I have a strategy for recovery if I go red, or?
Yeah, like if you feel it's a hard one to know where you spent too much, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, I mean, now I would say that you know your body quite well, so you know when you're like skiing or red, and if you do so, you are also prepared that maybe you will hit the wall, and but at the same time you need to go for it, you need to try. So yeah, and if you lose the pack, then maybe you will need to take it quite easy for like 20-30 minutes before you can push again. But I mean, that you will take then. The most important is maybe to like take much energy and so on also.
Right. Well, we'll be looking forward to seeing what you can handle or what you can hand up on Saturday. That'll be fun. Good luck.
Thank you, Ingeborg, and thank you, Ida. And let's hope that you won't hit the wall this Saturday, that you will do and find your mojo, the mojo that's been missing. It'll happen. I'm sure about that. Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone watching this. Thank you, all the media reps. Thank you, skiers. Good luck for Saturday for all of you. And remember to join us this Saturday on SC Play. I will commentate the race together with Roger Dupik. So you're welcome to join us then. See you on Saturday. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.